Hey, what's up everyone? Simulator Shane here. So one of the things I want to do with this cockpit is have everything functional. So all the instruments have to function just like the real aircraft. And one of the ways I'm doing that is using the real instruments as much as I can. So obviously I want to get this chronometer working just like it does in the real R22. So last week I started looking at it, trying to figure out how to power it up and see if it still works. So I looked at the back, and there's basically three connections going into it. There's three pins going into this connection here. And I looked up the schematics on the internet, and it turns out basically one wire does nothing. Another wire is connected to a light bulb on the inside, which does backlighting. And then the third wire is just connected to this metal case, and that's the ground connection for the light bulb. So I started thinking, well, what powers the clock inside? And what actually powers the instrument? So it turns out there's an internal battery that powers it. So when it wasn't working, I thought, oh, well, that's good, because the battery's probably dead, so I'll take it apart, change the battery. Sure enough, I take the back of the instrument off, take the old battery out, and I was quite happy to see that the battery was from October 1999. So I'm thinking, well, that's probably why it wasn't working. So I put it in a brand new battery and started playing with it. It's still dead. So now I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do now? I changed the battery. I can't see any physical damage. Nothing looks broken, and the clock just doesn't work. So I was like, heck, what do I do? So I looked up online, and I found you can buy the clock from Aircraft Spruce, which is a pretty popular place for buying aircraft components. And that's the clock, the exact model I have. I have the backup internal battery model, and $543. So I wasn't so keen to spend $500 on a clock, which probably costs about $3 to make. So I started wondering, how am I going to fix this? I can't see anything wrong with the instrument. I've changed the battery, there's no external power, and it's just not working. What do I do? So I put it down and I moved on to a different problem for the day. Today, almost 4 days later, I'm looking for another part on the same table, and I notice the clock, out of the corner of my eye, is on. The display's functioning, and it's just ticking away. And I think to myself, well, that's weird. So I pick up the clock and I start playing around, and sure enough, it's working. I have no idea why or how, but I guess after 4 days of doing nothing, it just decided to start working. So I started playing around with the instruction manual, and sure enough, I could set the current time. Even the timer function works. All the buttons work. All the functions work as perfectly as they should. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's good. So even the backlighting works. So if you have a look, there's positive 12 volts going into one of the pins. That's the center pin, which the light bulb goes in. And then another one is the ground, which connects to this metal frame here. So basically, if you get the negative of the 12 volts and just connect it anywhere on this chassis, it'll ground the light bulb and light up the backlighting. So just like that. The clock works, the timer works, the backlighting works. Have no idea why, but I'm not complaining. Way better than spending $500. So that made me happy. Alright, until next time, have a good time.